welcome everybody. I'm Margie Maynard, the Director of Education and Public Programs at the museum, and it's my pleasure to introduce to you this afternoon Fletcher Benton.
What an honor it's been for me personally to work with Fletcher Benton. I know you all know his history. I'm going to give you a short introduction to it, but I know you'll learn more as the hour proceeds. Just a little bit about how this exhibition came to be. I was introduced to Fletcher about 1.5 years ago, and he invited me to his studio, which is down in San Francisco. And when I walked in the door, I was just, my mouth dropped open, my eyes got wide, and I couldn't believe what a scene I saw. Walked in the front door, and his gallery is just beautiful. You step into a very serene and peaceful, elegant space. You feel like you're on Madison Avenue in one of the world's finest galleries. Then you, to the right, you go through a door, and there's the magical studio. And I hope you've all been to the back of the exhibition here, because that's what it actually looks like. Those photographs were taken inside the studio, and that scene is a real scene.
Well, I'm a little overwhelmed as well, because this was not an easy project for Kate. I probably should have had long lunch with Kate and gone into the details of sculpture, which is a living thing, and it's one of the problems with sculpture, which I hope I can say more about later. I had this idea 2 or 3 years, well, 3 or 4 years ago actually, to try to get the studio out so people could have the experience of going to an artist's studio. Just for educational reasons, that I wasn't considering this as a big career move. It's something I wanted to do, and I'm old enough and I've been around the block enough that I said, okay, you know, let's try to see what happens. And Kate has really had a tough time putting this show together, just because it is what it is. It's heavy, it's messy, it's problematic, blah, blah, blah. And I really appreciate all of you from the Sonoma area that support this museum and Kate, because this was not an easy thing to do. Having said that, I am also, we talked about this last night, I am also grateful that it is presented in the way that it is presented. We had a show in Reno which sort of interrupted our original idea, which was to premiere the show here. And I mean, they did a good job. Every museum, every curator, every person involved tries to do the best job, but it did not, what shall I say, companionize my studio the way I wanted it. And that was, I don't want to go into the details. I'm not saying the show wasn't well curated and well displayed, but it was not the way this show is, which is the way I would like to have it. And hopefully it will travel. And as I told Kate, I'm going to photograph this show and send out, I'll give them to you to send out as a little tip on how to deal with it. Now, what was the question?
You answered it. It was, how are you feeling seeing your studio?
Oh, well, I'm a little numb. I don't know, I'm about ready to watch football games.
Is there a piece in your long and wonderful career that you favor? You've done so many different things. Fletcher started as a painter, taught painting at CCA and the Art Institute, and then decided to move into sculpture. And he told a funny story yesterday with the docents you might want to share with these people, but he started, when he was teaching it, to add balsa wood figures to the paintings themselves, and he liked how they came off the paintings, and so that moved him into these kinetic pieces. Right? So now I've given you some time to think about the answer to that question.
Well, I'm still painting, and I've never really stopped. And I don't understand what the creative process process is about, quite frankly. I think artists are very selfish people. They go to their studios and they want to feel good. And we do all sorts of things to try to get that feeling of, oh, wow, you know, I did something. It's so childish that it's kind of hard to talk about. And I've always felt that there's no reason why painting can't be three-dimensional. So the work that I've done over the last 10 years has steel in front of a background which is painted on canvas. And the steel is bolted through the canvas onto a wooden struts on the back to hold it in place. I'm still dealing with that, and Kate mentioned my building. The front of the building by the front door is painted white, and it's somewhat neat and clean for nobody but myself, because I want to walk in that building at 9 in the morning, and I never am thinking about what's inside the door. You know, you've got other things on your mind and what have you. And I wanted the impact of seeing my work in a sterile place, because that is the purest reaction I can get from it. If you stand in front of a sculpture or a painting for hours or whatever, you get kind of numb. And you get tricked by your own attentiveness, I guess. So that's one reason that area is clean. The other area, the working space where we're doing sculpture and where I'm creating the steel aspects that go in front of the canvases, is a mess. But, you know, I don't want to waste my time cleaning that up.
It looks like the work table in the background, right?
Yeah, it's you know. I think I said last night, or sometime last month, that I never decided to be an artist. I mean, it wasn't something, well, you know, I'm going to be an artist. It honestly never happened. But I've been fortunate enough, lucky, whatever you want to call it, aggressive, selfish, that I pretty much live it day by day, and I try to have a little good luck each day, and it's addictive. I could have done many things and done well at it, and you know, when you have 2 little kids and not much money, it's you know, you start thinking, well, wait a minute, how long is this going to last? But because of my wife Bobby, I've been very fortunate. She really did it. I just went down and got dirty every day, and somewhere or another, luck or circumstances, it worked out.
Yeah.
We don't have a lathe to spin those. These are, most of these spheres are hollow. And we were talking about this earlier. You'll find holes drilled in some of my hollow forms. I didn't know this, but I found out about it very quickly, that steel holds water. And we have these drain holes in there so that it can leach off some of the water that would be normally captured in these things. But the spheres, pardon me, are not made at the studio. We order those, the diameter that we want, that I want, and then they come in hemispheres and we weld them together at the studio. And this business of the difference between painting and sculpture, I mentioned earlier, there is such a huge difference. And I jokingly told the joke last night about my friend Mel Ramos and Tebow and some of those guys that I know in the city. They're all painters. What do you need if you're a painter? I've been a painter. You need an easel, some paint, and brushes, and well, you get into sculpture, boy, oh boy, you're into something else. And if I had known what I was slipping into, I wouldn't be here. I really wouldn't. But anyway, I joked to them. I said, you know, you painters get all the publicity.
Yeah, Raymond.
You get all the publicity, all the money, and you know, the sculptors out there can't even get rid of their stuff because it costs too much money to maintain it. But, and I joked with Mel, I did this at an opening. They'd laugh at it. Mel never brought it up again, but I said, you guys, you get everything, all the publicity and so forth, but in the final analysis, the sculptor is the chosen few.